Hello, my name is Li Hao. Welcome to Advent of Code 2020. Well, today we are going to do Advent of Code, which is a series of mini programming challenges on the Advent calendar. Every day you have one programming challenge, part 1 and part 2, which we're going to solve it, and each part will give us one gold star. Well, if this is the first time you're seeing this video, because today we're doing day 9, which means you have missed out day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Please click the link on the top right corner. Okay? Do that for me. And because I forgot to press the record button when I recorded my live coding, so this is the end of what you will see now. I'm gonna cut it and go to the video now. Bye bye. Okay, so today we are going to do day 9 and let's see what we are getting. Well, day 9, encoding error. Well, with your neighbor happily enjoying their video game, you turn your attention to an open data port on their little screen in the seat in front of you. Well, through the port is non-standard, you manage to connect it with the computer through your clever use of several paper clips. Well, upon connection, the port outputs a series of numbers, which is your puzzle input. Well, the data appears to be encrypted with the Exchange Masking Addition System. Exchange Masking Addition System, XMAS, right? Christmas, which, convenient for you, is an old cipher with an important weakness. Well, XMAS starts with transmitting a preamble of 25 numbers, and after that, each numbers you receive should be the sum of the two of the 25 immediately previous numbers. Okay, so from the 25th numbers onwards, each of the numbers should be the sum of any two numbers in the 25 numbers in front, right? So the two numbers will have different values, and there may be more than one such pair, but at least one of that such pair. Well, for example, suppose your preamble consists of number 1 through 25 in a random order. To be valid, the next number should be the sum of two of these numbers, right? So 26 is valid because you add 1 plus 25. Well, 49 is valid because you add 24 plus 25. 100 is not valid, you can't add any numbers from 1 to 25 up to 100. Well, 50 is not valid because 25 cannot add itself. Okay. Well, suppose the 26 numbers is 45, and the first number was 20, right? So when you look at the 26 number now, you don't look at the first number anymore, right? You only look past the previous 25 numbers. So the next number to be valid, it needs to be some pair of numbers among 1 to 19, 21 to 25, or 45, right? It needs to be some pair from these numbers that adds up, right? So 26 is valid. Well, 65 is not, because you can't have any two numbers within the range to add up to it, right? So in this example, after the 5 number preamble, almost every number is okay. So the first step of attacking the weakness of this XMAS data is to find the first number in the list, which is not the sum of the two of the 25 numbers before it. So what is the first number that does not have this property? Right, so we're gonna have a list of numbers, which is the puzzle input, and we're gonna find the list, the number that is the first number that does not follow that encoding. Right, let's save the input. As usual, I'm gonna create a file. Today is day 9. I'm gonna move the code. Sorry. Oops, sorry, day 9. I'm gonna start the code. Oh, sorry. Let me name it the same. Well, day 9, the input, we have a list of numbers, and we're gonna code day 9. Right, so first and foremost, as usual, we're gonna import file system, and we're gonna read the file content with the encoding of UTF-8. And we're gonna process it into a list of numbers, right? So content.split by new line. And we're gonna convert all of each line of string into number. Now, we need to find the first number from the 25th number onwards, right? So let's I equals to 25 less than length. We're going to find this number that does not, it's not the sum of any previous 25 numbers. Right? So one way we look at it is that we're going to find all the pairs in the previous 25 numbers. We're going to sum each of the pairs, and then compare the sum of it to the current number. And as long as we find one pair that adds up to that sum that is equal to the same number as the current number, then it matches the encoding. So we're going to move on to the next number, right? So to find the previous 25th number, we're going to have the index called, going to have two numbers, right? So index of A. So we're going to start with I minus 25. And we're going to loop until I minus 1, because the last pair will be I minus 1 and I. I minus 2 and I minus 1, right? So index A should be less than I minus 1. Index A plus plus. And we're going to do that the same thing for in the next number, which is index B, which we'll start with index A plus 1 and index B less than I and index B plus plus. Right, so the first number is A, which is numbers index A, and second number is B, which is numbers index B. So if A plus B is equals to numbers I, we found the match, which means this number matches the encoding. So we're going to move on, right? So we're going to continue, and we are going to continue the outer loop, right? So we call this the loop that we are trying to search, the search loop, right? Right. So we can add a label to here, and we're going to continue this loop instead. So we're not continue this inner for loop, not the inner for loop of index A. We're going to continue the loop that is the outermost, which is the search loop, right? So as long as we found one, we're going to continue that loop. But if you can't find any, what are we going to do? Well, we're gonna that is our answer, right? So we're gonna print that number, and we're gonna break. Say, yes, we found you. Right, so let's run this. Code day 9. Okay, we have a number. Copy this. I'm gonna go here and gonna paste it in. Submit. That's the right answer. So we got our next gold star, and we're gonna move on to part 2. Well, the final step is breaking the Xmas encryption. Relies on invalid number that we just found, right? We found that number, and we must find a contiguous set of at least 2 numbers in a list which sums to the invalid number from step 1. Well, so we're gonna find a contiguous of numbers that adds up to this sum, right? That adds up to the number that we just found. So this is a typical sliding window problem, which means that we're gonna have a list of numbers, right? like this. So I'm gonna put it over in the center. So imagine this is, each x is one number. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have 2 pointers that points to different numbers, right? As long as the sum within the 2 pointers is less than the target that we're looking for, we're gonna keep expanding this, right? So we can just move on to keep finding the sum, right? But as soon as it's larger than the sum, then we're gonna contract by incrementing this the left window, right? So we're expanding and contracting to find the window, the range, the continuous range that adds up to the sum of the target number that we are looking for. Sounds good? Right, so I'm going to comment this. And so over here we can, we're going to set the target as this number, right? So we're going to have a variable called target. And now we're going to do our sliding window, right? So sliding window, we have a variable called left and a variable called right. And the left, we're going to initialize as -1 and right is -1, right? And we're going to keep a variable, a temporary variable called sum in window, which is 0, right? So because left and right are both pointing on -1, right now the sum is 0. We are not adding up to anything, right? So while right is less than number's length, which is that we can keep increasing, what we're going to do is we're going to increase the right, right? So while the sum in window is less than the target, what I'm going to do is that we are going to increment the right, and we're gonna add a number plus equals to numbers right. Okay, so we keep increasing, but once we exceed that, we'll break this loop. I'm gonna check at the same time, we'll check whether we are too much, we exceeded too much. So I'm gonna sum in window, that is, if it's too much above the target, then we're gonna decrease, contracting the window by incrementing the left plus, and sum in window minus this numbers left. Right, and while we are doing at this stage, so at this point of time, it's either we are decreasing too much or we're increasing too much. Decreasing too much, or we actually arrive at the sum, right? So if sum in window equals to the target, which means we already found our we found that range of numbers, right? Then we're gonna print it out, right? If it's not, we'll continue that loop again. We're gonna increase the right and then decrease the left again, right? So once we've found it, what we're gonna do is so the left is actually right now the left is actually pointing the numbers that we just removed, right? So that is actually not the leftmost number, right? So the question now is that so once we find it, right, to find the weakness, we're gonna add together the smallest and the largest number in the range, right? In this example, if 15 and 47 is that range, then 15 plus 47 is 62, which is the answer that we're looking for. And because left is pointing at the number that we just removed, we need to actually plus 1, right? Or rather, when we're gonna get this number, the left number, it's actually left plus 1. I'm gonna add numbers right, and this should be our answer, .log. I'm gonna break over here, right? Let's run this. 89687141. What do you think? Do you think it's the right answer? That's not the right answer. Hold on again. If you're stuck. Okay. Let's get back again. And the sum. Okay. Pretty sure that we found the number, but sum in window is let. Okay, well, pretty sure that we actually found the range, because else we wouldn't console this thing out over here. So probably it's like off by 1 error or something, right? I think meanwhile, let's check at the target again. This should be the same number that we found just now, right? So, okay. Okay, so now probably one thing to check is that before that, let's look at what is this 2 number, right? Console log and the numbers of the right. Okay, we actually found 2 numbers, right? Okay, so oops. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the range of numbers, and let's figure out why, right? Oops, sorry. What am I doing? I panicked. No, I shouldn't panic. Okay, so it starts from here and it ends with 560, right? So which is over here, all these numbers. Okay, my math's bad. So what I'm gonna do here is that I think I've taught you guys all these trick keyboard shortcuts master. Okay, here's another trick. You can use Node to do sum for us. It looks correct, right? It looks correct. Wait. Add together the smallest and largest number in this continuous range. In this example, these are 15 and 47, producing 62. Or smallest and largest within a range, right? So the leftmost and the rightmost may not be the smallest or the largest. Okay. So we are one step closer. Let's get back. And basically, we found the range, right? Which is left to the right. So what we need is actually to find the smallest and the largest number within this range. Right, so let's mean smallest, okay, is numbers left plus 1. Let the largest is also the same number. I'm going to loop through from left plus 1 all the way to the right. And I'm going to find the smallest and the largest. Right, so for let's I equals to left plus, actually we already have left plus 1, so left plus 2, I less than or smaller than right plus plus. So we're gonna smallest equals to math.min numbers I, and largest to be math max. Yeah, see, I have all the keyboard shortcuts in the world. Okay, I think we are great now. With the smallest plus largest. Okay, looks good now. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna clear this. Exit. Oh, sorry. Exit. Clear. I'll run my code again. 93727. Submit. Yes, this is the right answer. Okay, so we have done day 9 of the Advent of Code. So if you like this, if you're like me, have problems, have challenges, obstacles, don't worry, push it through, figure out why you might be missing on something, as careless as me. Don't worry, we have that moment. We have that moment before, right? So this is day 9 and sorry. So this is day 9 and you have seen me how to do this. And if you like more of this video, and if you haven't seen day 1 to day 8, please go there. I've shown you the link before. And if this is and if you want to see more like day 10, 11, 12, 13, right, subscribe to my channel down below, right? So thumbs up if you like this video and comment down below if you have any inputs, comments, anything I can improve on down below. Bye bye, see ya.